Thanks a lot for staying with Republic TV. We're taking you straight across to these visuals that are coming in from her residence. Mortal remains of Sushma Swaraj, the former External Affairs Minister of the country, are being moved to BJP headquarters, where, of course, the mortal remains will be kept so that more and more people from the larger BJP family, of course, BJP RSS family, but also citizens can come and pay their respects as well. This is, of course, before the final rites for Sushma Swaraj will be conducted in the national capital itself later this evening.
Absolutely, and of course, we'll also keep discussing more about the life and times of Sushma Swaraj, even as the nation mourns her loss, and just how these pictures talk about how loved a leader she was. The mortal remains that are being taken to the BJP headquarters at this point, and like Shivani was telling us, at 3 p.m. is when she'll be cremated with full state honors at the Lodi crematorium. And we've been seeing leaders across political lines coming to pay their last respects to Sushma Swaraj. Someone who just commanded so much respect, not just in her political career, a political legacy of for decades, but also of the way she conducted herself as a person, of the way she worked towards women empowerment, and most importantly, she was addressed as a foreign minister with a human touch. She would always take it upon herself to address every single issue of those who reached out to her, even if it was through social media.
Right. Dalbir Kaur, Smita Prakash, continue to stay with us. There are, of course, a lot of people who have come out on the streets of the national capital to mourn, to grieve the death and the passing away of Sushma Swaraj. Before we go back across to our guests for more take on just the legacy that Sushma Swaraj leaves behind, I just want to quickly go across to my colleague Piyush also, who's joining us from Sushma Swaraj's residence. Piyush, just give us a sense of what all you've seen since morning and what can we expect in the next hour or so. All right, we seem to have lost the line with him, but let me just quickly go back across to Smita Prakash also. Smita, for a quick comment before we get Piyush on line with us. You know, the outpouring for someone like Sushma Swaraj is just so genuine and so all-encompassing. At 67, of course, as you mentioned, it was too soon and too sudden. But a quick word on the legacy that she leaves behind. Of course, she transformed and completely made the External Affairs Ministry her own. There's no going back to a pre-Sushma era as far as the way an External Affairs Minister will conduct themselves in future. But overall, her legacy for Indian politics, Smita.
Look, it's not just what she did as far as External Affairs Ministry is concerned, because that's the most recent, so we remember that part the most. But there's also, she was also Health Minister, she was also Information and Broadcasting Minister, and she made a mark even in those times. I think she opened 6 AIMS, if I'm not mistaken, during that, and even as INB Minister. And also, you know, the various attempts that she made to build bridges with Pakistan. Remember, she comes from a family of which was in undivided India, from Lahore, migrated later, the family migrated, she studied in Punjab. She came from, you know, a middle-class family, a Punjabi family. Her politics was of Haryana and RSS, ABVP. That was the kind of background that she had. So she had a very disciplined life that she led. She did not believe in a very rigid politics of say the RSS. She was very people's friendly. She believed that, you know, even when General Musharraf had come, nobody really thought that this would be successful, but she saw in it opportunity. She saw in it opportunity during the Lahore bus yatra. She also saw opportunity when Prime Minister Modi went to meet Nawaz Sharif in Lahore. Mr. Modi is on record to say that he consulted Sushma Swaraj before he was taking the stopover, and he asked her that what do you think I should do?
Right.
And she told him that, you know, agar aapka dil kehta hai to aap kijiye. I mean, firstly for a prime minister to get an okay from an external affairs minister. Why did he do that? Because she had more experience in foreign affairs, and she also had more experience in statecraft at
Smita,
that stage.
Just interrupting you there, I want to quickly go across to my colleague Piyush for a quick live report as the mortal remains of Sushma Swaraj are being moved to the BJP headquarters. Piyush, over to you.
Right now, as we are speaking, the mortal remains of former External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj, you know, they are now leaving from her residence in Jantar Mantar towards the Bharatiya Janata Party headquarters, which is there at the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Marg. You can see the live visuals where her mortal remains are being moved from here, and there at the BJP headquarters, you know, there will be scores of BJP workers and leaders who will come there to pay tributes to Sushma Swaraj. And right now you can also see many supporters of Sushma Swaraj gathering here, and they know they are at this moment chanting Sushma Didi Amar Rahe, Sushma Didi Amar Rahe. Not only this, you know, I saw some workers and supporters of Sushma Swaraj, you know, crying. I saw them weeping, you know, while the journey of Sushma Swaraj from residence to BJP office begins. The chants somewhere tells us the kind of leadership Sushma Swaraj, you know, had given to the people, and the kind of, you know, the kind of aura she had in BJP. She was one of the tallest leaders of BJP, who has played a very important role. She always led the fight from the front for the BJP, and she was not only respected in BJP but across the political parties. There were many political leaders when, you know, I saw them when they came here. Many leaders from different political parties, you know, they told us that even as they had differed with the ideology of Sushma Swaraj, you know, they always respected her as a leader who used to listen to everybody's voice. She was also famous among the leaders as Sushma, with the name of Sushma Didi. So indeed, as we are speaking, we are you know, showing you the live visuals of last journey of Sushma Swaraj from residence in Jantar Mantar towards the headquarters of Bharatiya Janata Party, where you can clearly see that in this particular ambulance, the mortal remains of Sushma Swaraj are kept, and the mortal remains are now moving towards the BJP. Scores of workers, leaders of Bharatiya Janata Party are marching, and they are also chanting slogans of Sushma Didi Amar Rahe. Also, right behind that particular ambulance, you can also see the portrait of former External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj. We can also tell to our viewers that the mortal remains of Sushma Swaraj will be kept at BJP for at least 3 hours, and then mortal remains will be taken to Lodi crematorium for the last rites. Even as we continue to report the visuals, the last journey of Sushma Swaraj from her residence towards the headquarters of BJP. Let me also tell you that top leadership of BJP, they are present there at headquarters of Bharatiya Janata Party, and the last journey is going to be concluded at BJP, where leaders as well as workers of BJP will come to pay their last respects to former External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj.
Right. And of course, Piyush, we also see how security has been heightened to ensure that this happens in a more smooth manner. But I want to go across to Deepthi at this point, because Deepthi, these pictures speak of how people connected with Sushma Swaraj, how she knew how to strike that chord with the people. And let's remember, she's a leader who was assertive. We've heard those explosive speeches of hers time and again. She knew how to put her point across. At the same time, she also knew how to take the people along with her. And this itself is a proof of of the kind of crowds who have now come out, not just the larger BJP family that we were talking about, but also crowds from the national capital, from the country, who will always remember a leader like her, because we don't see too many as her.
Oh yes, oh yes. And I think, it's not just about the national capital, it's about the entire country. All through last night, all through this morning, if you are hearing anything about Sushma Swaraj, I think, everyone has a fond memory, everyone has that one reflection of Sushma Swaraj, and my personal reflection of her is that smile. That smile was always on her. And I, just want to push that point a little further, what Smita, I think, was making on our broadcast a little while earlier. When you talk of Kashmir, the last tweet that came in from Sushma Swaraj just yesterday, after the abolition of Article 370, I think all of us will recall what she said on the floor of the House. The month was June, I think the year was 1996, when she was speaking, and she hit out at all those where she said, and I quote her now, "We are communal because we want to abolish the Article 370. We are communal because we want to put an end to discrimination based on caste and creed in this country." She said, and I quote Suesha, "Mr. Speaker, we are communal because we want the voices of the Kashmiri refugees to be heard." So, what she wrote last night is extremely important. Extremely important. That tells you the vision that she carried. Extremely young to go, and the entire country today is missing her. If our video journalist can just spam the cameras, I'm not sure whether he will be able to do that, but all throughout all sides today, you will only see people. You will only see people cutting across political lines. You've heard some very, very moving tributes in terms of images, in terms of memories that have come in all through the last many hours, and also those images of Lal Krishna Advani sahab breaking down while he was giving his tributes to Sushma Swaraj. Everyone knows the kind of relationship the two of them shared, like a guru and a shishya. Also, I think in more ways than one today, Sushma Swaraj has also embodied a lot of the poetry that we've heard from Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and I think that is very, very significant. In today's day and time, you can actually count on your fingers such Neta, Suesha, who leave back a memory as fond as this, who leave back a mark as strong as this today, that everyone today is in tears virtually.